Christy. I am an associate professor in the School of Life Sciences, and most of my teaching and advising responsibilities are in the environmental science program. I mean, I was always one of those little kids that was out digging in the dirt and taking fish apart to see how they work. So it's always been my interest, science, and trying to figure out how nature works. So this wetland is a created wetland, and it went in 2007 as part of the mitigation for some wetlands that were filled over at Park Point. This is an emergent wetland, meaning that most of the plants come up out of the water, but we also have some open water that's probably up over the edge of those plants. And when it was a farm field, they took off the topsoil to save the topsoil because that's the richest part for the plants to grow in, and then you dig it deeper so you can hopefully get the water to come up and put the topsoil back, and then add in some seeds for some native wetland plants. And it's filled in really nicely with the vegetation. So it's a pretty healthy wetland. It's got a nice community of bird species that are here and a variety of other animals that use this area. But our big concern out here is the invasive plants that are coming in, which are plants like Phragmites, some of the cattails, reed canary grass, and purple loosestrife are all of the invasive plants and wetlands that we're concerned about out here. So we've set up some permanent monitoring plots, and we have students come out and regularly look at the plants and see what the species community looks like over time.
My name is Karl Korfmacher. I'm an associate professor of environmental science in the College of Science here at RIT. I tend to study things that we have around us. I kind of like to have students get involved with the local ecology, right? So we happen to live in a floodplain region of New York, and there's lots and lots of wetlands, or theoretically there's lots and lots of wetlands. It makes easy access. This particular area I have been involved with since it was initiated. So I started out with my computer mapping class, my GIS class, marking the boundary of the vegetation over time. And so every year we go out and walk the boundary of the vegetation and watch it grow every year until after 5 years we couldn't walk it anymore because the wet vegetation was so thick. And the students like it because, you know, they come out here, they hear lots of things that they don't necessarily hear on campus, like the birds, and they see lots of wildlife like the deer. You know, it's a part of campus that they don't necessarily get to otherwise. But they get some thinking about how you can bring nature into an urban environment, because, I mean, RIT is basically a little city, right? So to have this right outside within walking distance is really special. Not many campuses have that. I mean, it's not just wildlife habitat, right? Wetlands are also great for water purification. They're basically free wastewater treatment plants, and they do a much better job than we do. So, but they take a little more time. But they're also sources of nutrients. They also store heavy metals and toxics and things like that. So they're kind of nature's cleanup, and we really need to have more of these types of environments scattered within our landscape in order for it to effectively work. If you're interested in the environment, and you're interested in ecology, and you're interested in sustainability, I think it's really important that you get to know your community. And your community is more than just, you know, downtown Rochester. Your community is the landscape around you and how all those pieces function. So, you know, this is, to me, is a great example of how wetlands feature prominently in our local ecology and can be actually a real benefit to a community.